Hello, everybody. This is Deb Coviello, and today is Live Talk Media. And I'm just grateful that you are spending 10 minutes of your time just taking a moment for yourself and to listen to some leadership insights, my thoughts for you, because I have been working with so many leaders. I'm looking at one right now who I really, really care about. They're very caring about the people that they work with. They're human-centric leaders. You've heard me talk about that. But at the end of the day, we get very busy with the work that we're doing, the task at hand, maintaining continuity, dealing with COVID, and so many other issues. I want you to take a breath and be present. And I want you to think about humanity and big companies. How can we bring back humanity into the work that we do? And the reason why I bring this up is, I had a client once that I said, how do you communicate? What meetings do you have in order to align the objectives? What's new? What's changing in your organization? And mind you, this was a 5-person company. At the end of the day, this leader said to me, we talk to each other. We talk to each other, and talking to each other takes on a whole new meaning other than we communicate, we share information, we cascade, we train people. But sometimes we have forgotten what it's like to bring back humanity into the companies that we are leaders. And today I'm talking to you as a leader. Again, I usually talk to emerging leaders, and they're the ones that already know that they have challenges. They're trying to move up in an organization. They're trying different ways to be seen, heard, and respected. But it got me thinking, maybe the people that I should be speaking to are the managers who should be leaders, but may have gotten lost in the day-to-day of simply managing activity versus building future leaders and also building yourself as a leader. So let me just start with a few concepts, really what I wanted to share with you today. Again, my experiences for you to think about. And again, just be present and take some time to think about what I'm sharing with you, because you never know, you might come away with something that helps you as a leader, as well as helping others that you lead. When we come together, and you should be connecting with your people often, always think about connection, communicating, which means listening more than talking, creating thinkers versus doers, and then ultimately building confident leaders. And if you can't check the box on all of those things, how can you do that in others? Now, I don't have a 5-step, 10-step, 3-step process to fix this for you. But what I'm going to do is share a few ideas for you, because if you need help in this area, I certainly can. And I'm just going to put it out there. I have made every mistake in the book. I have been a manager. I have been a leader far before I was qualified. And really, I was a manager that lacked some of the skills. So I'm going to share just a few stories for you to think about. And I want you to think about how this may or may not resonate with you. Because if you're having some of these challenges, maybe we can talk about it, how we can, improve your leadership. But more importantly, are you building the leaders that are looking up to you and looking for direction? So again, I said I've made every mistake, but there are a couple instances where I wish I had more direction from my leader. And these are the mistakes I've made that hopefully you can learn from. I, at the age of 35, was in a very large high-tech company, and I had a large staff under me. And one of the mistakes I made, because there was so much going on, is I was constantly sending emails. You need to do this, follow up on that. And it got to the point where another manager came to me and said, Deb, stop sending so many emails. That's not the right way to communicate. But then, crickets, no feedback. How many times you as a leader may have admonished or given feedback to one of your employees to say, stop doing something, but did you give them the support to explain how might there have been a better approach, or better yet, ask them a question about why were they sending so many emails? Were they frustrated? Were they not getting the desired results? I suggest to you potentially have regular one-on-ones with your people. Ask specifically, what are they having challenges with? You may find the more questions you ask, you may get answers that you do or do not want to hear. But at the end of the day, we want to build connection with our people, and we want them to think versus react. And by you listening, communicating and asking more questions, you might discover where some of your people are having challenges. And then ask them to think. Again, we want thinkers versus doers on what are some things that they could try differently to maybe get a different result. So again, tip number one for you as a leader. Now, there's more to come. I have made more mistakes. I had a tremendous staff of people. Again, same job about 15 years ago. Very talented people. You just told them what their job was and they just did it. Makes you as a leader just feel confident. Everybody's doing what they have to do because you got subject matter experts. But have you ever had somebody on your team that maybe needs a little bit more guidance? They're more of a generalist. They solve problems, but they don't know everything that needs to be done. They need a little bit more guidance. I had somebody come to me at the end of the day. I actually had to fire them because they weren't performing. But here's the thing. They said to me, just tell me what you want me to do. What do you want me to do? What do you expect of me? And in that moment, was I not clear with them on what I expected from them? Am I having regular one-to-ones with them to review the expectations so if there's any deviations from it, they know exactly what's happening? I'll tell you, I didn't do that. And so I ask you as a leader, are your people elevating topics to you? Are they asking to align with you on what's the greater picture? Are they coming to you and saying, these are the challenges I have, I need help? And if you don't know, I suggest you connect with them. And so those are just a few of the mistakes that I've made. But, I want to share with you just a few more things because, again, when I talk about connecting with your people, knowing how to communicate, which means more listening than speaking, creating thinkers versus doers, and building confidence. Do you know that your people on your staff have confidence? Do they speak up? Do they talk too much and don't listen? Do they deliver communications, presentations, and at the end of the day, they hear crickets? They're not getting any feedback. Did they talk too much and didn't listen enough? Did they respond and react versus listening to the feedback from the room? Have you ever given them feedback on how to effectively communicate messages to get a desired result? Do you align with your people in advance of significant events or meetings on the messages they deliver and the conversation that you want to create? Now, it could be nobody's ever coached you on that. But at the same time, you can take this new information, meet with your people, and on things that have significance, midterm projects, have you ever aligned with your people on how to message and get influence that they want and the results that they desire versus sometimes delivering content and no reaction? So those are another set of skills that I think that you as leaders, if you're not seeing that in your people, again, I have a course that I am already coaching and mentoring these people on how to give and receive feedback, on how to communicate for more effective and influential messages. But I'm wondering, is it you yourself that lead people that may not regularly meet, connect, help them to communicate, and build confident leaders are the ones that I need to work with? So I know I have shared a lot here, but really my message is about leaders. Leaders leading others. I ask you, do you have the skills needed to regularly connect with your people, to listen to them, ask questions, ask what they're thinking? If we have people that just come to you and say, here's what I'm doing, or ask questions, what should I do next? You have a bunch of doers. And really, to develop leaders, you need to ask them questions and ask what they think. They should never ask you, well, what should I do next, or what should I be planning on? You need to set a framework and say, come to me with your proposals. And then once you've thought about it and have proposals, let's talk about what you're thinking, because then you create thinkers and innovators and leaders that come to you with new ideas that you can guide versus tell. And so I'll bring this to a close. I want you to think and maybe write this down. Am I connecting with the people on my team? Am I helping them to communicate better, maybe listen more before responding? Or yourself, do you listen 60, 70% of the time and ask probing questions the other 30 or 40% of the time? Are you creating thinkers versus doers? Do you know what your people are doing? Are they yearning to meet with you, but you haven't set up a framework for which they can come and talk to you about their day-to-day challenges, what they're thinking, or even career development. Are your leaders confident? And I ask you the greater question, are you confident as a leader? So if these resonate with you, I'd love to talk to you because I'm already consulting in organizations. If you want to hear more, connect with me at my website, dropinceo.com/connect or contact. I'm already working with business leaders, working in their organizations to solve business problems and elevate people. But I think there's more of you out there that potentially have these same challenges with the people that you lead and possibly how you were groomed as a leader. I'd love to talk to you about how I can partner with you and build you as a leader and build leaders that work for you. So that's my message. I hope this resonated with you. Thank you for giving me 10 minutes of your time. I hope this was helpful, and I wish you an amazingly successful day and look forward to talking to you. Thank you so much.